Welcome YouTube world. Welcome YouTube world. Welcome to Netta 27 Sports Channel. My name is Amin, and today I'm talking boxing on this channel. Uh, the question in the title of this video is: should Errol Spence Jr. retire or take the rematch with Bud Crawford? Should Errol Spence retire or take the rematch with Bud Crawford? That's the question. That's the topic of this video. And reason why I decided to make this video is because I've been watching other videos, and there's been implications that Errol Spence wasn't 100% when he fought Bud Crawford this past Saturday night. That's not what I'm saying, but just that's what other people were saying in their videos. Now, I went back, I watched the fight again the other day. I watched the fight a second time the other day. And it's obvious to me that, Earl Spence wasn't 100% for that fight with Bud Crawford. That's not Bud Crawford's fault. Bud Crawford put on an excellent performance. So there's no shade on Terrence Bud Crawford at all. I'm just saying Earl Spence did not look 100% at all. He was all balanced. He was taking flush shots. He was getting hit with flush shots, right on the money shots. I've never seen him get hit like that. I've never seen his balance so bad. He was all over the place. He couldn't keep his hands tight. He couldn't keep his hands up consistently. He never really was a fighter that moved his head much, but he did on occasion. But nonetheless, he was not 100%. He physically, I thought he might have been drained somewhat, even though he rehydrated back up to whatever weight he was the night of the fight. Still, I think the fighting at 147 for the past 10 years has really kind of took a lot out of him. Um, it's hard to stay in one weight class for over 10 years. That's hard on your body. And also when you add in the car accident that he had a couple of years back, that could have been fatal. That could have been fatal, but it was very traumatizing on his body. Very traumatizing on his body. So you add those factors together. To me, he just didn't look even competitive. And like I said, after the first round, if you saw the fight, after the first round, Terrence Crawford just pretty much took over. He just took over after that. But anyway, let me give a shout out to a couple of videos. I was listening to I think the YouTube channel is BDA boxing or something like that, and they had a doctor call in on their show when they were doing a live stream, and the doctor said that just from his perspective and looking at Errol Spence watching the fight, the doctor said that he felt that Errol Spence has some neurological issues. Now, a lot of people have shouted that down, saying that the Nevada State Athletic Commission has doctors who check the fighters before and after the fight. So a lot of people were debunking that doctor's opinion. And like I said, I saw the video on BDA Boxing, I think. I want to give a shout out to BDA Boxing. But then I saw another video on AM Sports Media. AM Sports Media, that's another YouTube channel. And this gentleman said that he had inside information on what the real deal was. And I listened to and watched his video. Shout out to AM Sports Media. This is where I'm getting this information from that I'm about to talk about. Shout out to AM Sports Media once again. This is going by what he said on his video that I saw today, he said that he has a close source to the Errol Spence camp who said that Errol Spence suffered a rib injury during training camp and that he wasn't able to spar for the last 6 weeks of the camp. Now, if that's true, that's more believable to me than to say that Errol Spence has neurological damage. It's more believable to me to say that, okay, he might have got hurt and he couldn't spar for the last 6 weeks of the camp. I believe that. I believe that. I think that's more likely. The reason why, number one, he was flat. He was flat. His performance wasn't good at all. He wasn't sharp at all. He wasn't sharp at all. And also, you got to factor in. Look, you people don't realize, people who never boxed before, who are just casual fans, people who've never been in the ring before, they don't understand how important sparring is. Sparring is very, very important, especially if you haven't fought in over a year. Like Errol Spence had not fought in over a year, I believe 15 months to be exact. You need that sparring. Sparring is very important, um, not only to sharpen your skills, but also to help you lose weight. To help you lose weight, the sparring is very important. And if you're a fighter and you're trying to lose weight, if you don't have that sparring, it's going to be really even harder for you to lose weight. Because I remember when I used to box, in my younger days, when I used to box, if I sparred, say, 6 to 8 rounds, I would easily lose 5 to 8 pounds. Easy. Go 8 rounds sparring, 6 rounds, 7 rounds. I lose 5 to 6 pounds, maybe 7 to 8, easy. Just like that. So that's very important for a fighter. And if he wasn't able to spar for the last 6 weeks, that explains why he was so flat. He wasn't sharp at all. And he probably had really struggled to lose the weight, coming down from what the gentleman said. He came down from 170. He started camp at 170, so he had to lose like 23 pounds. And so if you're not getting that sparring to sharpen your skills and to help you lose the weight quicker, it's going to be a struggle. And he looked like a shell of himself during the fight. So I believe what I heard at AM Sports Media. Shout out to AM Sports Media. That was a great video, very informative video. And so I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. Now, that's why Errol Spence mentioned after the fight, he want to do it again at 154. So I like his chances better at 154. Now, that's not a guarantee that he's going to win the fight. That's not a guarantee that he's going to win the rematch. But if that's the case, I'm for him. I'm for a rematch. Up until I heard this young man's this guy. Up until I heard this video today from this YouTuber, AM Sports Media. Up until then, in my mind, I was saying I don't want to see a rematch. I don't want to see Errol Spence get hurt. I don't want to see him suffer any brain damage or anything. I don't want to see him hurt. I would just rather him go out and ride into the sunset and never fight again and live the rest of his life healthy and with a clear mind. But once again, since I saw this video from AM Sports Media and I heard about his information that he received from someone in Errol Spence Jr.'s camp, and this information to me seems more likely. It would seem like a more likely scenario as to one of the reasons why Errol Spence looked so terrible in losing this past Saturday's fight to Terrence Bud Crawford. So I believe what he said. I believe his source. I'm a ride with that. And that makes sense to me because, like I said, I used to box when I was younger. I was an amateur, Golden Glove fighter. I used to spar with not just amateurs. I used to spar with pros in between fights. So I know how important sparring is. So I'm gonna go with what AM Sports Media said on his video. Um, Once again, shout out to AM Sports Media, and I think Errol Spence come this December for the rematch at 154. I give him a 50-50 chance to win this fight. And so I do want to see a rematch. It should be a rematch. If what I heard today was true, it should be a rematch. There should definitely be a rematch December 9th. And I will be pulling for Errol Spence Jr. to win that fight. Once again, it's not a guarantee he's going to win the fight, but I'll be pulling for him to win that fight. And once again, it's still a 50-50 fight, but we'll see what happens. Anything can happen in rematches. If y'all know your boxing history, y'all know Max Schleming knocked out the great Joe Louis in their first fight. Knocked him out, beat him up, knocked him out. But what happened during the rematch? We saw what happened in the rematch when Joe Louis fought Max Schleming again and knocked his ass out in one round. So there's no guarantees in the world. There's no guarantees even in boxing. Even after you get dominated in one fight, you can come back and win the next fight. We've seen that in the history of boxing, and I just gave y'all an example. So yes, there should be a rematch based on the new information that I heard today on YouTube, and I look forward to the rematch. All right, so that's all I got. Thank you for coming to this channel. Netta 27, my name is Amin, where I talk boxing, mainly boxing, but I also talk NBA, basketball, professional football as well. So feel free to hit the like button, subscribe. Feel free to leave your comments. And be respectful. I know I'm here from the Bud Crawford fans saying I'm making excuses. There are excuses and there are reasons. There's a difference. And people need to learn what that difference is. I'm out. Are you done, buddy?